Hey, black women, I got a couple of things that I've thought about that can help bring our crisis to the forefront. But first, I want to say, Melissa, I got your message. I will be answering you right after I create another email. I saw you and I'm going to respond. Black women, today I have been watching every now and then a lot of 4B movement videos, a lot of black femicide videos. I also listened to Archduchess's live that came on today, and I'm telling all of you, please go support Archduchess. Please go support Miss Archduchess. Listen to that live that she did today because it is informative. I have my own little critiques about it. But the point that she's trying to make there that I think we need to take to heart is that when she was talking about the different women that had their lives taken by black males, Sanaya, the incident with them here in Brooklyn, New York, the young lady, the YouTuber who was shot 12 times by her African boyfriend, and there were other stories she put in there. The point is this, right? And I know y'all gonna get mad. I don't care because y'all don't like me anyway, so I'm gonna speak my fucking mind, right? Look, black women, young black women, as a matter of fact, you gotta get out of this ghetto mentality, right? I understand more than anybody how it feels to be young and want to party and have a good time. But when you have nothing but deranged, out of control black males in all of your communities and who have been on YouTube and every other social media platform for more than 2 decades, more than 20 years, talking about how much they hate you, they can't stand you, you need to be killed. Don't let me have to bring out that goddamn video again where that dude was trying to call for our deaths. I'll put it in the front of every one of my damn videos before I talk. So you have people like that, and you have all the other followers from Kevin Samuels and all the rest of those dudes that promote black women hatred. You understand? This is permeated in these black dudes today. And then when you add on top of that the decentering movement, divestment, women just saying, fuck all that, I'm just gonna take care of myself and be by myself, I don't belong to any group, add that in. And now when you have black women doing the wrong thing by trying to incorporate all women in America, because how many times have we done this, gone down this road, and we know what's going to happen in the end, but yet we still keep calling shit and saying things like West 4B movement instead of the thing you need to do, which is black women 4B movement. Yeah, I know black women got a real hard time with standing up for each other, liking each other, respecting each other, and giving a fuck about each other's future. But to gain clout and to be pompous and arrogant like most of these black women YouTubers are, with these huge platforms that you guys give them because they're young, light-skinned, and your version of likable, you don't want to listen to any other YouTuber, i.e., right? So things are not the way that they should be, and black women are getting slaughtered more than ever before because we are not doing the work to bring the attention and spotlight onto the killing of black women. Now, if y'all would do 2 simple things, right? You would be able to handle all of this that concerns us, plus deal with your want to be inclusive 4B movement instead of saying black women movement. And I'm surprised y'all are also smart, but you haven't figured out that once you decide to make a movement only about black women, don't you know the rest of the world will come pay attention because they hate to be left out of anything black women do? What happened? I thought y'all knew everything and I was just a stupid old black woman that, hit the wall. I need to go sit down. I don't know anything because I'm not light-skinned, 30 or 40 something, and think I know everything, and an older black woman can't tell me nothing. What happened to that shit? So for those of you in the back that actually have brains and want to listen, or even just hear out the suggestion. You see how? I bet you didn't even notice. You see how you have white girls now, white guys, Hispanic people, all these other non-black people suddenly now covering crimes in black communities. They got whole pages. They're covering domestic violence of black women. They got whole pages. They're covering the black femicide. They got whole pages, right? There's even a documentary on black femicide. Go find it, because I ain't gonna tell you, because you know, y'all know everything and I'm just stupid, right? So what I told you last night on my live, everybody is exploiting black women because black women aren't smart enough to make the money off of each other, because we so busy hating on each other, and we only want the light skins to ever have the big platforms and the young light skins to ever be seen and be the talking heads for all black women. It's a shame you think like that. And it's a shame that you don't have the proper respect for your elders the way most all other groups and races of people do. And you know what? That shows in your videos too. And it also shows to the world that you ain't really that much different from them Neanderthal black dudes. Real talk, right? So what's happening now is that everybody's already counted out the black male, but now you're up for bat. They're about to count you out too. However, since I'm part of your clique still, even though you don't want me to be, I do care about the black women that actually have sense in the back, and I want you guys in the back to know to turn this shit around and take it off of the bullshit that's going on with the West 4B movement, with the inclusion of everybody. They got their own little, what do you call that? You know what I'm talking about, DEI. They got their own little movement over there, right? But how is any of that helping black women and black femicide? The dreaded black femicide that no one really wants to talk about, because it's the reality of really what's happening to black women every fucking day in this country, right? Look here, black women, for the ones in the back that really want to get down to it, you want to be a part of the movement, the march I'm planning for this summer, be real about it. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to get the damn email back up. We're going to make it happen, all right? Do me a favor. If you can harass spiritual whistleblower, let her know Simply Stephanie is checking for her. We're both from New York, and I would like to have another black woman who's not a scary black woman to come on out to this black femicide march and help me rile up the fucking crowd, jump in the faces of the representatives that we need to get shit done. Since everybody else is, you know, only about talking on YouTube. They ain't about walking the walk. They just want to talk behind, you know, non-face YouTube channels, which is cool. They could do that. But all I see is the same shit that happened before when nobody wanted to show up to Rosa's black femicide march. It's the same shit. Like, put your money where your mouths are, y'all. Y'all banging all the time on them mics and talking about how you, oh, black women this, these dusties that, them dusties this. Get your ass out, pound the pavement, and show white folks black women are important and that we matter, and most importantly, that we could come together and do what the fuck we gotta do to take care of one another. So if you want to turn this shit around, it's real simple. If YouTube has an explosion of black women with only black femicide channels, then they would have to pay attention now, wouldn't they? And you know who else would begin to pay attention? All the news outlets that monitor YouTube, and the representatives and everyone else who monitors the big brother types who watch what we do. They'll see, oh, they're trying to get our attention. And guess what? During an election year, that's the best fucking strategy you can have. Okay? And by using that same model, all right, if you want to change the mindsets of the young black women, right, since y'all got all these problems with women like me who wear lashes and who wear makeup and we do our hair how we want to and we wear our clothes how we want to. If you feel like our aesthetic is not pleasing to your eye, then what you can do, instead of bashing young black women who want to be individually free, what you can do is make videos to talk about decorum, and not judgmentally, but things that would be suited for school environments, employment environments. You know how you have those few women on here that do that elevated casual look? You can start doing things like that and just put black women's flavor on it, so that when you don't like the women that look like me, you know, y'all say we look like drag queens because we wear our lashes and we like to wear, I know I love to wear the heavy lipstick, right? We look like drag queens. So if you're so offended by our look, right, show us how to look nice, but don't come with that prissy silly shit that y'all been doing all this time, because that's not going to get anybody's attention. You have to be really thoughtful and considerate. And oh, here's a thought: try to think about other black women as being human beings, and drop some of all of the learned behaviors from these very same black males y'all claim y'all hate, always include in your videos, lives, and any type of conversation you have. Try to become an individual yourself, so you can then start teaching young black women how to become the individuals you would like us to be, including me, you know, because I'm that old bitch that don't know nothing either, you know, and I'm just as stupid as these young girls. I ain't never accomplished shit in my life. I done fucked up my life, my kids, so, you know, I need some learning and teaching too. So why don't y'all get on shit like that instead of all this other dumb shit? Now, I want to play a portion of this woman and what she has to say, and I want to give my take on why I think things are getting a little bit drastic. Listen to this, because I just heard this today. I didn't really believe, I'm not going for this, but this is the common consensus.
As the 4B movement in these Asian countries, and you know, it's not called the 4B movement in the other countries.
Yes,
but
it is.
The declining birth rate is the only thing in some of these countries that is catching the attention of men, and they won't come out and acknowledge how women have been treated in many of these countries, but the women are making moves. Because what happens with the declining birth rate? It's impacting schools, it's impacting real estate, it's impacting the economy in multiple ways, because there's not going to be as big of a labor market. It's not going to be as big of a set of people to take care of the older people. The declining birth rate will catch attention, and these people are scrambling. So women have got to opt out. Now, the West 4B movement has an actual website. I'm going to pull something from the website. So this is from the West 4B website. South Korea's 4B is shorthand for 4 Korean words that all start with no. The first no, Bihan, is the refusal of heterosexual marriage. Bijulsan is the refusal of childbirth. Biyone is saying no to dating, and B6U is the rejection of heterosexual sexual relationships. Similar to the women in South Korea, women within the United States are facing very identical circumstances regarding life under patriarchy. We keep talking about patriarchy. We keep pulling it back because this is a global phenomenon where men in these patriarchal countries are heavy-handed with women, are trying to keep women in their place within the home, keeping women subjugated and, you know, basically.
Boo! Okay, let me explain something to y'all, right? Oh, I know you're not going to listen anyway, but I guess I'll just be talking, just to be talking, and maybe a few people will hear me in the back. Okay, unlike a lot of those black women that just talk on YouTube, well, my sister-in-law, who actually was born in South Korea, all right, none of that shit is true. They're not American. So the way that these people are reiterating the scenario to us is incorrect. But here's the most important part. We don't have to care about telling the story of their movement, because we will never be able to understand that because we're not Korean, right? But what you need to understand is this basic thing, right? The women over there, as told to me by a woman born in Korea, that is related to me by marriage, when they go to work and they leave to have a baby after they're married, they're not allowed to return back to work. Thus, that's the big fucking key and the factor in all of this, right? So, they're not getting married and they're not having babies so that they don't have to leave the workforce. See, because over there, they expect the mom to stay with the child regardless until the child is grown, and the grandparents to assist. That's part of their culture, and it has nothing to do with that stuff she's talking about. You know why? Do any of us remember that a lot of those Asian countries, especially that one, is socialist? I bet we forgot, because we're always trying to put our American thought process on everything else outside of America. Shame on you. And I thought y'all was smart, young, light-skinned, and knew every fucking thing. Anyway, listen. Black women are dying every day, every 4 to 5 hours of a day, okay? If you want white people during this key point coming up, right? During this election year, for the president, for a lot of your representatives in your hometown that actually make decisions and vote on things that affect you every day, it's time for you to raise up and show them that we are a collective group of black women who actually vote. And we intend to get rid of all you racist Republican people out of office and replace them with the Democrats, whether you care about them or not, to get your fucking rights back. Understand that key point. That's the component we need to understand. Get your rights back. Bring back Roe versus Wade, because you have a lot of people up on the hill fighting for you. But if they don't hear you screaming, they're not going to do anything about it, right? Because they feel like they're in a sinking ship. Because y'all ain't screaming. We're the only group of women that's laying in the cut. And we're the only group of women that's going to get hurt the most by everything the other women vote in, because we don't have the money the way they do. They got money to get on a plane, go to Mexico, Paris, or wherever they want to have an abortion. And I use those examples for a reason. Mexico is the cheapest place to go get an abortion, but you got to be careful of the care you're going to get. Paris just signed abortion into their country's constitution for the women that are fleeing America and every other place that thinks they want to follow America. So these things are all important to understand, because when you're out here screaming all this crazy rhetoric about parties and this, that, and the other that don't make any sense, just know one thing. Even though you guys hated Stacey Abrams, do you see the powerful play she did when she turned that Republican state blue and helped all those black women that the majority of black content creators come online and talk shit about every day, but expect those same women to buy their books, attend their webinars, seminars, and hit the fucking Cash App, right? All right. That's important shit. It is. And now you have the best time. Before the fall gets here, you got all the summer to rally, to get your groups of people together, get all your black women together, put Black Femicide on your t-shirts, hold up your signs, and meet me in New York City for this March demonstration. And get some courage in your chest and get about 20, 30 women wherever you live and go stand in front of City Hall. Once you find out what your state or your town allows, what the rules are for holding a demonstration, rally, or march, because you don't want to get arrested over something that you could take a little time to find out how it works and get it done. So see, that's a real 4B movement, a black woman Black woman, black woman, black woman, black woman 4B movement that's needed, not West. Because you know what happens when the white girls get involved. The black girls are sort of left behind, forgotten, and really don't end up getting what they planned for, right? So anyway, if you're really interested in really doing things to help black women, because I know all of you are so concerned with other black women, right? Or is it that I don't really care what black women do? Every black woman could do what they want. I don't care. But I'm here trying to get views and a huge platform so I can get all the accolades that YouTube and all the rest of this shit gives me. But I don't really care about the state of black women for real. I just want to pretend like I do. So, for those of you that might really care, it's real simple, y'all. You're going to make the videos, make them loud, make those goddamn, what do you call them shits? Those pictures that you have to put on the damn, I don't even know. Make those fancy ass screenshots that you put on top of your video. Make them eye-catching as a motherfucker, okay? Do the same thing. Go mimic some of the pictures that you see on Black Girl Unlost, Black Girl Gone, Twisted Crimes, Crazy Crimes, etc. Make it as wild and outrageous as possible. Get people to flock to your new Black Femicide channel. By you bringing attention to Black Femicide as black women, people give it more credibility. When it's just a handful of us, nobody really cares. But now that you got the white women doing it, people are going to start to pay attention. But you don't want them to listen to them. You want them to listen to you because you're the ones dying. And then you know what you do at the end of every video? Talk about the fact that the government is considering making a new penal code solely for black femicide and making black femicide itself a penal code. Talk about what you want the punishment to be. May I suggest the death penalty or life imprisonment without possibility for parole? I think that would be great. Because guess what? If you get that fool off the streets, he may take one sister, but he won't be able to ever take any more. But you know what? All of this I'm talking to you about remains to be seen. Because if you don't get up and start making those channels and do some of the things I suggested, then I know you're not serious about black women. And guess what? Every black woman that comes to your channel and watches these videos of all these women, they should know too that you're not serious about black women. And do you know what they should do? Leave YouTube altogether. I really mean that, black women. If there is not any changes, this is 2024, you got all your psychics on here, your tarot readers, and everybody and their mama talking about how this is supposed to be a year of great change and this, that, and the other. So here's the change. Have all you black women that's always on here pretending to be for other black women really get your ass in gear and really start doing what you need to do for black women. And it don't take much. It ain't gonna kill you to open up a black femicide channel and literally explain within those channels, we're doing this to get attention for the black women who are dying and who are being thrown away like we're a piece of trash into the garbage by the very black males of this society that white people want to protect. Let's see you get busy, because you've made videos about Samaya and Sanaya. You've made videos about every black woman that has been unfortunately taken from us. But guess what? You haven't gone any further than that. And the hate that you have for black women, old hags like me, old dark-skinned hags like me, right? When we talk about having a black femicide march or movement, there's no resharing of that information. There's no repeating it or coming to join the bandwagon for that movement, but yet you claim that you're here for black women. I don't believe you. You have to convince me you're here for black women. You have to get off your ass and do something more than just speaking on a mic get out and fight for black women. And the easiest way to do is to start an explosion of black femicide channels on YouTube to knock the algorithm on its ass and to put black women in the forefront of what is driving YouTube, so that the New York Times and the Chicago Tribune and all the rest of them will turn around and go, what the fuck is going on YouTube? And then you'll see it on the news, different channels, different online stations, etc. You'll see us. And then we can begin to talk about what we want in addition to doing this Black Woman 4B movement that will keep black women and young girls out of poverty and away from domestic violence and out of the clutches of black femicide. We'll do a video another time about how to survive walking down the street, because it's getting close to all of us. Because I actually had an encounter this morning. But you know what? I know you was probably rooting for the other guy because you just love black women so much, especially this black, dark, old black one right here, right? I know you do. So let's do less talking on mics, more real political organizing for black women, and not the kumbaya shit, because we get lost in the translation, right? And actually stand up for one another and help each other for real. Or guess what? Shut completely the fuck up and just let shit happen however it's gonna happen, because y'all are false prophets. You ain't really doing shit to help black women. You just talking on the mic like we always complain the black dudes do. And it's real simple. Help out with the Black Femicide March. Put pressure on representatives to take our situation seriously. Flood YouTube with the videos. Stop letting white women and every other type of woman make money off of us and our fallen sisters that we have lost. If you really, really, really cared about black women, the things I'm saying to you in this video right now, you would be so fucking angry about and would want to get up and do something about it. And guess what? You would also stop hating on, you know, the old black women that you can't stand because we ain't got no value, we don't have shit to offer, and we just in everybody's way. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. We are the reason for every fucking body's problem in this world. How could I forget that? How stupid of me. But then, you know, I'm just some old black, ugly, dark, black, disgusting, ignorant, black, old, hit the wall, old, black woman who've been around just a little bit. But like I said, that don't matter to y'all, because y'all young, light-skinned, and know everybody.